No niin, tässä ollaan Länsi-Uusimaan oikeustalon edessä. Suomalainen voisi luulla, että oikeus toimii lakien mukaan, mutta näin ei ole ja tehdään erikoisraporttia.
All right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. So, in this episode we'll do a summary of what the situation is like in Finland when it comes to child custody cases and father's rights and children's rights. So, what is happening at the Western Uusimaa court, district court? Crimes. Gross crimes against humanity and violations of human rights. The judges there are violating the European Convention of Human Rights, the Courts Act, and the Finnish Constitution. And sometimes these judges think that their wide discretion is above law. No, it's not. Law, the written law, supersedes hierarchically the judge's wide discretion. Another problem is that Finland intervenes in the protection of family and private life when no intervention is needed. And when they intervene, they do it much more than is necessary or needed. So then there is no proportionality when the Finnish authorities, meaning the court social workers, when they intervene in your right to your children. So there's a corruption which we will prove during this video, and it's about the courts, social workers, police, and legal supervisors.
It's very typical, as you say, the officials intervene into kind of private family matters. They really set who will become a winner and who is the loser. And we have very clear evidence of many hundreds of cases that there is clear discrimination of fatherhood. But of course, sometimes the victim can be a mother as well. So we can talk about remote parent and the problems of corruption at court.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I would like to state at this point that we've also taken our personal cases through the Finnish legal system. That's the District Court, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Court. And also, I think in my personal case, to the European Court of Human Rights. Now, they basically block/do not handle the cases coming from Finland, as you will see in the statistics now in the screen. Mind you, these judges at the European Court of Human Rights, they, in their own rules, they have that they should have a high moral. So what is the high moral if you're not even looking at the cases that father sends there? But let's return to this stats regarding the Western Uusimaa District Court in Finland. Can you tell us about these stats, objective data / research that you know about this that we put in the screen now?
Yeah, we had a study of 200 court cases, and it looks that almost half of those had very kind of clear parental alienation. And what's more concerning is the kind of winning rate of fathers. It was something like 15% only. And then also it looks that the sample that we got from the court, it was manipulated during the process. So the actual percentage might be even lower than the 15% win rate for the fathers. Then there were some very rare cases with kind of quite mutual, it's difficult to say winner or loser. So that was the 50-50 or one child to father and one child to mother as a kind of near parent.
All right. And this is really important. If you look at these stats, remember that the entire point of courts is that you get your case handled by an impartial, unbiased party. So when you look at these stats, what's your gut feeling? Is this an impartial court? What's your gut feeling? Well, I can tell you, and even a layman can see, that this is discrimination against fathers. But not only that, it's neglecting and discriminating against the children's rights. And these stats that we have in the screen now, I got these after my personal case. And suddenly here I see the judge that handled my case, Ann-Sofi Högström. She's here. When she's the judge, 85% of mothers win. So that's a clear warning sign of discrimination, which is illegal. Now, I told you that this is also against the children's rights. So imagine they're small babies in the courts. What voice do they have? None. And these social workers in courts are making decisions based on wide discretion. You know, I feel like something. It doesn't matter. Let's say you don't like Donald Trump, for example. That doesn't mean he shouldn't see his children. So the children have rights. And as stated many, many times, when the father is present, the children's outlook for the future is better. So less alcohol problems, less drug problems, less problems in school, less mental health issues. All of these decrease when the father is in the picture. And also, when the father's time with the child is deprived, taken away, and let's say the father sees the child every second weekend, then it's a matter of alienation. So, and it doesn't have to be brainwashing. For example, the mother says that your father was a horrible man and he was toxic and narcissistic or whatever. It doesn't even have to have that. It's just enough that the time is taken away. So the child gets used to a situation where he or she sees the father less. So alienation is in question, even though there is no manipulation or brainwashing. Do you have something to say at this point?
Yeah, I would like to add that there is this partial alienation and then total alienation. And then we have estimated that the total parental alienation is almost 100,000 kids in Finland. So it is a kind of astonishing figure if you think about how small country this is. 5.5 million people. So it's every third of the kind of divorced kids. They don't meet father or sometimes mother at least once a month. So it's really kind of heartbreaking situation. It's not according to any Finnish law or any human rights convention or agreement.
Exactly. And so far we've gone through our own experiences, and they're anecdotal, yes. But what does the majority of cases and statistics consist of? They consist of single cases. And mind you, we're only two fathers here, but do you think we're the only fathers in Finland who have taken our cases through the judicial system and to every authority imaginable? No, there are many, many fathers. This means that also the legal supervisors, for example, Mikko Puumalainen, Chancellor of Justice, or Petri Jääskeläinen, Ombudsman of Finland, these guys, they are so aware of this problem. They're covering their eyes, looking through their fingers. They're accepting this directly or indirectly. And this is, as we have stated, illegal, what is happening now. And just a side note, my case and the statistics that we have shown now, it's also pending currently at the European Commission, where I've sent this case, including video evidence. And
I would like to raise one really serious concern. When we were analyzing the materials of those 200 cases, it definitely started to look that the authorities, I mean social work, school and judge, they make a strategy. It might be a kind of secret meeting according to Marak method, which is taken from Ireland to Finland. So the other parent does not know that something is happening, and there might be even police participating into that. And then whether it's a Marak or a little more open way, but it's the key to understand is that the remote parent or when they decide who will lose, that parent is not present. And then the authorities will make a plan how to support the alienating parent, usually the mother. And then it can lead even worse, because if you are fighting and kind of defending your right as a father or mother sometimes, then the officials, they start to see red, and then they start hostile actions towards you. It means they can write anything, really false allegations, whatever violence, mental illness, or whatever they like. And then you can't get rid of that burden at court. So very typical situation is that authorities make a strategy against one parent, and then they together they start to kind of push down that person, and it means that there is unofficial part before the court, and I would even ask that is it just a kind of theater play, and everything is decided beforehand, and then you think that it would be kind of fair and an equal court in Finland, but it is not, because we have so many witnesses, so many cases about this harsh discrimination, secret meetings, and so on. And as said, they really can fight against you. They can kind of attack in many ways. And then you're paying your part, and then you get only crimes. So that's really sick system. Not always like this, but very often.
So some of you might think that, what on earth are we doing this video about? What's the point of this video? Why aren't we taking this the correct route? You know, but that's the thing. We're here to say it doesn't work. For example, the statistics, and I took it to Ilkka Lahtinen, who is the head judge of the Western Uusimaa District Court. And I gave him a reasonable time, 2 months. And I showed him, look at this, when the judge just arbitrarily, randomly says that, yeah, the children are every second weekend with the father. Look at this.
Nyt tuossa mä taas halusin lisää aikaa ilmeisesti, ja nyt sitten tuomari sanoi, että nyt ajetaan nyt tätä perjantai-sunnuntai-järjestelmää.
Okay. And the police made a decision. No crime. And after carefully reviewing the material. And I called him. Did he look at the evidence? No.
Kysymys, katsottiinko se todistevideo? Ja
En ole katsonut sitä todistevideota. Mä yritin sitä avata, mutta en saanut sitä auki.
And all this, I have like black on white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have concrete evidence. The judge is saying like this, and there's no mention of any violence, alcohol, drug abuse, mental health issues, crime register, whatever. Nothing. And the judge says like this, that alienation starts, and Ilkka Lahtinen does nothing. He's aware of this problem that has been ongoing for years and years and years. He does nothing. And these judges and the head judge who is allowing this, they all have blood on their hands. And I'm not exaggerating. As mentioned previously in some of our videos, we know fathers who have deleted themselves. And then there's not excluded that some fathers project their anger towards other people than themselves, to put it diplomatically here. So this is a really serious matter.
And it is traumatizing the children, the weakest party in this nasty process. And then I would also call these kind of dirty judges, dirty process. And what's really worrying is that the police can attack against you. They can make you to look like a criminal when you are defending your right as a father. You can get a kind of, that crime sentence. I know many people who have taken to the court, and it's just like magic how they make the faulty evidence, and they can erase all things you have told to them. So it's the judge will choose whatever he or she likes, and nobody knows it. Our nation is believing into the state and court like a god, but it's really terrible to the children.
Yes. And what we talked about now and showed you here now, it's up to you, to the viewer, decide if these judges, social workers, for example, Anna Colliander, Mia Kokko-Pekkola, Krista Malmberg, as in my case, or in these judges, Ilkka Lahtinen, Sophie Högström, the police,
Christian Hirn, Marion Aapi, so on.
Alakärppä, länsi-Uusimaa police, Western Uusimaa police, Alakärppä, Hyytiäinen, they're allowing this. They say Lahtinen, head judge Ilkka Lahtinen doesn't have to do anything, and no, they see no problem. And this is the thing. The core reason is the illegal time taken away with your children. That's the core reason. Nobody does a flying fudge about that. But then when you're a father activist, then as precisely as you said, then you get targeted. They can say that you've done something illegal. And then, oh my goodness, they're looking at the laws and the paragraphs and, oh, he's a horrible father. You can't say that the social workers and judges are acting illegally.
Yeah, I showed one really kind of illegal paper made by social workers. I just showed a little and told what's there, but there was that kind of confidential kind of stamp. So now I'm the criminal, the police is thinking, and they have also been putting away all real evidence what comes to the health, violence, the trauma of the children. Really many kind of persons who have seen this and witnessed these crimes to happen. Everything that can be taken away, police does not look at that, and neither the judges. So this is really sick process and just lying people.
Yeah, it's corrupt. The system is corrupt. And these, just let's not beat around the bush. These judges and Ilkka Lahtinen, they're gross violators of human rights. And the police is accepting it. The legal supervisors are accepting it. The European Court of Human Rights doesn't look at the case. So what to do?
We need your help. International media, institutions of human rights and children rights, please come and contact us in Finland. This is sad, it is real, and you have kind of so heavy kind of professional kind of expertise in legal stuff. I'm also just a kind of ordinary business guy. We have never done any harm, anything to deserve this.
And one point, if we would be extremely horrible fathers and we deserve to be, time deprived from spending time with our children, do you think we would sit here, make these videos, write thousands and thousands of legal documents here and there, also outside of Finland? No. The point of this video was to summarize what's happening in Finland. It's all messed up when it comes to fathers' rights, children's rights. Fathers are discriminated. There's no room for interpretation. This is how it is. And every authority knows about this. They're basing decisions on I feel basis. And you cannot take away someone's child or time based on I feel like something.
I would say that the Finnish system is weaponizing many methods against good, loving parents and children, and they are breaking the human rights of the children and family life intentionally. Thank you.
Thank you.